it's snow.
It's not hardly snow, baby. You've probably never seen hail before, have you? It blew over my hummingbird feeders. Getting the bricks moved out. He brought me some dirt over here in the corner, but it has rained ever since he did, so I don't have anything in there yet. And I need another couple of scoops. So there's so much to do that sometimes it feels like we won't ever be done. I got some ferns for the front porch and I'm loving those. They just need watering today. We had a pretty bad storm night before last. Pretty bad. Wind, hail, just amazing. It blew my hummingbird feeder over, blew my feeders over, and I'll have to refeed those. That's on my list to do this morning as well. You can see the yard has leaves everywhere from how it just beat these trees to death. And the other thing it beat to death, that's coming out today too, by the way. The other thing it beat to death was our potatoes. See all the leaves around they were laying flat, and luckily it warmed up yesterday. It's trying to warm up a little bit today. It hadn't done real great yet though. It's warm, but it's still a little bit cool. You can tell right here how bad the water ran down through here. It just came so hard and fast. But and you can see here, it just broke some of them. Nothing you can do about that except hope it mends up. And they're coming back pretty good. The onions were beat down. Some of those are coming back. Some of them are not. See? Here. The hail just did a real number on everything. So, these are meant to be just little green salad onions. I've got some bigger onions over on that side. Some red and some white. And then I've got a few tomatoes over there planted, and I'm going to finish planting what I have today, here in just a bit. So I'm going to try to get things done while it's cool. And, you know, while I can. So I'll be right back. I don't know what happened to the volume on this section of the video, but this is a new toy that my neighbor got, and you can wrap it when your hay is wet, and that makes your hay ferment, and is supposed to be better for your cows. Of course, you know everybody says anything fermented is better for our body, so of course it's got to be better for a cow too. But anyway, I just called him out wrapping up some hay. This is some, I think maybe some winter wheat that he had sowed, and they cut it. It was still wet. And we can't bale wet hay, or it will mold and ruin. But when you wrap it like a marshmallow, it's very beneficial. So anyway, this wraps one roll at a time. It wraps it very thoroughly. Then you drop it off the back, and they cut the wrap. And then you can start another one right away. You could wrap a whole lot in a daytime, in a day's time, I guess. But anyway, I thought it was kind of neat. I thought y'all might want to see it too. So you've been working on the hay mower for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Tell me what you've been working on.
There was a bearing fell apart that was in this housing right here that the PTO shaft goes through to run this pulley. And
here's the pulley.
Here's the pulley. So the bearing's right in behind there. And it gave up. So this thing was kind of wobbling and everything. And so I was gonna put a new bearing on it. So I took it apart, and what time it ran with the bearing being bad, it kind of boogered the shaft up a little bit, and I had two choices. I could take it to the machine shop and let them build the bad part up and then turn it down to the right diameter, or I could just buy a new one. And since it was probably a hardened shaft, I went ahead and bought a new one. So I put a new shaft in all the way through here, two new bearings. So I've got a new bearing on this side, new bearing on that side. So I've been putting it back together.
And what did you say about the blades?
They probably need changing. They look kind of, I mean, they're not necessarily dull, but they're getting worn. And those blades are reversible, so when you buy a set, you can run them on one side till they wear down, and then you can flip them over and run them on the other side. And these have already been flipped, so they just have to be completely replaced.
And what are you getting ready for, Pa?
Oh, I'm getting ready to cut hay. You know, I keep itching and itching and itching, but it's mid-May and it's still a little bit early. But hay kind of developed early, so it's been ripe. And so it's probably losing a little quality, but the weather's just not cooperating at all.
Yeah, when it's coming flash floods and raining 2 or 3 inches in 2 or 3 days, it's hard to...
There's a little low pressure system, they said, sitting down on the panhandle of Florida, and it just keeps rotating, keeps throwing rain up at us, and nothing has come along to push it out of the way. And so it just sits there and rotates, and so we get rain 3 out of 5 days.
Yeah. I just learned something today. Unscrew that. I just today have I learned this. That is the owner's manual.
Now the 2032, instead of having an owner's manual in it, it's got wrenches and spare parts.
No way. Yeah. Is that bigger or smaller than yours?
It's bigger than this one. It's the one that's on the caddy.
Oh, okay. But you don't need a bigger one.
No, I should have bought another 9-foot when I bought that 10-foot. It's hard to get because it's actually more like 11 and a half. And so it cuts good, but it's heavy. It broke the hitch on the 1086 when I had it hooked to the 3-point hitch. That's when we put it on the caddy. And can't get under any overhead wires. I pulled Edwin's telephone, his internet off of the side of the house.
Well.
So. But in my defense, he just got it that week, so I didn't know it was supposed to be there.
That's all right.
Yeah, he got some steaks out of it.
Yeah, he got some beef out of the deal, so it all worked out, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna fire it up, make sure everything's lined up.
All right. We'll hide and watch.
And I'm gonna take it loose.
We're gonna hide and watch.
All right. So this is the bearing that gave up. So you can see it probably lost most of the balls in it out the end, and it broke the housing there. That's the carrier for the ball bearings and the seal. So it did a number on it.
I'd say that's probably why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, shaft was buggered just a little bit of the shaft, and it's $311. Bearings are $24 a piece, so I was hoping I'd get away with just buying a bearing and put in it, but
Yeah, that didn't hardly work, did it?
didn't hardly work.
Oh well. Right here checking the cows, and number 38, our new little heifer. Well, she ain't new, but she's next in line, we're pretty sure, and she's showing some pretty good signs. So we're gonna keep a real close eye on her, because those first time mamas sometimes might need a little help or might not really know what to do themselves. Right, Paul?
Yep.
So we'll keep a close eye on her. We're checking on her every day. This is 74. This is Pa's favorite cow. He wishes he had 20 more just like her. She's an excellent mama. She always has a little bitty baby that hits the ground running and growing like crazy. And she's due any day. And she's showing some big signs today too. One down. This is the other concrete piece that was on this side of the yard, and we see what it's planted on top of. A major rock. Man, don't look how pretty that's worked up. All that is a little tiller. Tucked in behind the hinder. Isn't that beautiful? Nice healthy dirt. Aggravating morning glories. I believe that is was a tater. Morning glories. People plant those, y'all. People plant these around their house to be beautiful. And look at here. I'll give you some free. Don't buy the seed. Pull them up by the root, take it home, plant your morning glory. How many do you want? There's a volunteer turnip. We sow those turnips for ground cover. Look at there. Yeah. Here's another one. Let's see what we get here. There's another one. And there's another one. And there's another. This one will be a big one. Right here, let's see. Look. Purple top turnip. We're gonna go ahead and pull it. Well, that's a big one. Oh, look at him. That's a little bitty one, but the greens will be wonderful. These all came volunteer because we put them out here for ground cover over the winter. Look at this pile of turnips. I know a man in Baltimore that would love to have those things. Paul still. All right, Paul, what we got here?
We got a little garden cedar.
Little inexpensive one from where?
Co-op.
From Co-op. How much was it?
$120.
$120 versus some we found online in other garden spaces that were upwards of $400.
This is a pretty straightforward deal, though. They got one that I saw after I bought it that's got a fertilized attachment to it too.
Oh, that's neat. Now, this is a measuring wheel, so you can keep your rows the right distance apart.
Yeah, that's your row marker.
And then you just pour your seeds in here, and it's got a plate. Did it come with any other plates?
Yeah, it's got 4 or 5 plates for different crops.
So there's your plate, which will determines the size of your seed, whatever you're putting in there.
Yep.
How's it work?
It's all right.
All right, let's go.
Good in damp ground.
Yeah, we're in pretty mud right here. It'll get. Hang on. So stop. So you see the plate picks up the seed and carries it down this little red tube and drops it in the ground and then
into the shoe, and then it's got a little flap that covers the
you can see right there.
furrow, and then it's got the packing wheel on it.
Yeah, drops it right into there, plants it, and then this big fat wheel packs it down.
Yep.
All right. You need any of the 5 grandchildren to do this, right? Mm. And we should have probably marked it. That's pretty cool, Pa.
Yep.
This bed's still full of weeds because I can't plant anything in it because this whole corner right here is ants. I thought I had them killed out last year. I put everything in the world on them. And when I went to, look at that. When I went to dig and start cleaning these out, ants came from every direction. And I don't want them to get on me because they sting and they bite and they hurt. But so do those little green dudes right there. Well, look how pretty it turned out. The tomatoes. Look how pretty the taters worked out. Plowed all in between, busted up the middles pretty good. Let the water drain a little bit better. Onion row looks pretty good, needs to be weeded, but we ain't done that. These are the So these are the little green onions for salads and whatnot. And these onions we're letting get a little bit bigger for cooking. Got white and red. I believe got mostly red over in that lane. And I've got to go find me about 5 more panels right here so I can get the rest of my tomato plants up and my squash and my cucumbers. I've been cleaning out over here a little bit. You can tell I still got some basil to plant. But I've been cleaning these beds out. My peppers got a little overspray, but they'll bounce back when I feed them. And so got a lot of bell peppers out. These are some overspray tomatoes that I hope come back out. We'll see if they do. There's some basil and tomatoes. Empty for the tomatoes I'm fixing to plant. And y'all, if you've been with me at all, you know how horrible I am at cabbage. And look here at these girls. Ain't they pretty? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And there's me some romaine lettuce. I've never been able to grow it here. It's never grown here. But it is growing so pretty, and it's you can pick it and it'll come right back. So I'm excited about that. And this right here is still in weeds. And there's a beautiful worm. And there are the ants. And they're everywhere. So today's been a pretty busy day. We went to church this morning. Hey, Brother Doug. And I would name all the kids, but I can't. And Megan, but I can't remember all the kids' names. I'm sorry. But went to church this morning. Went to eat lunch after church. Got home, started turning the garden with the little tiller on the back of the tractor. And then we took the little tiller, hand tiller, Pa did, and we got the potatoes all cleaned out and some of the onions all cleaned out. I got a mockingbird fussing at me. I ended up finding, which I sow turnips every year, and I usually sow turnips and red clover, but we had a bunch of volunteer turnips, and so I ended up pulling a dish pan full of turnip greens. We don't eat them, so I gave them away, but they had some, well, y'all saw some of them had big old turnips on them. So y'all know that with the move and everything, I didn't even get in the greenhouse to get anything done this time. I had to buy my plants. When it rains, like it's been raining here, and it has been raining like crazy, like get 2 inches in a day, flash floods, and then a hailstorm, and I don't know how many windstorms. It's just been the weather. We have not been able to get in this garden to plow it or plant it or anything. Today we got 6 rows of corn planted. I don't know, y'all. It's just been a crazy spring. I wish y'all could see this mockingbird. I'm sure you can hear it. I don't know what it's after. Me, I guess. It wants me out of the way, but anyway, we're finally, you know, hopefully things will start to... I'm scared it's going to dive bomb me. So we've been going back and checking on the little heifer. She's due anytime. We worked our cows a couple of weeks ago, and Doc Preg checked her and a couple more, and she's due just any time. We're trying to watch her, because as a heifer, this is her first baby. I had a question the other day in my email about how we were liking the new house, and y'all, it is really starting to feel like home. It's really home. It is wonderful to sit out on the front porch or the little back porch and have coffee. I don't know if it'll ever be finished, but it's coming along and it feels like home. Right now, I've got to get up off my seat and get out here and get these tater bugs off. And I don't like to touch them at all. So I get a jar with the little dome in it and I knock them off in that water and then throw them out. So this is a, whoops, it's an old jar that I just, always keep a couple of jars sitting around. If you got kids, you might need it to collect lightning bugs. If you have grandbabies, you might need it to collect rocks or lightning bugs or some kind of critter. So this one, with a little Dawn dishwashing liquid in it, it's gonna catch some tater bugs. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the emails and the notes and the comments. I love hearing from y'all. So thank you for all of that. Always remember, y'all, that you're never, ever alone. 988 is the crisis hotline. There'll be somebody there for you to talk to. There'll be somebody there to help you find a resource if you need it. So just remember 988, you're never alone. Hug your people. Be blessed, y'all.